So first of all, understand how a startup entrepreneur's life is. The first 3 years, you're going to struggle. Your friends are going to get promotions. With that money, they're going to buy their first car, their first house. They will get married. You won't have money to get married. That's the reality. They will laugh at you. Your parents will call you losers. It's going to happen. Your friends are going to leave you. But for the effort you put in those 3 years, for the rest of your life, you will be looked up to. Oh wow, he has made it in life. He's extraordinary. And some will be envious of you. So acknowledge the fact that when you do something extraordinary, people won't understand it. Or, if at all, they will laugh at you. That's how it works. You will feel uncertain because you've not seen, success yet. But also understand you're learning a lot. That learning cannot be taken away from you. Even if you don't succeed, whatever job you're going to do, they will look at this struggle period. They will look at your learnings and you will be compensated for this learning. One of my mentees in Chennai, his startup failed during the pandemic and he got a job that required 12 years of experience when he only had 3 years of startup experience out of college. And he got a promotion within 6 months. And before you know, he's with Anand Mahindra going to Germany. Why did he get the 12 years worth of experience job? Because his 3 years was equivalent or more than what a common man does in 12 years. The hiring manager said, I want him and him only. And I'll double the salary. He got double the salary and he didn't have that experience and still got there. And he grew in leaps and bounds in Mahindra because of that experience. He failed. There's no loss in the process. Even if you fail, that experience is going to put you, you'll have great stories to talk about. You'll have so much learning, recruiting, sales, marketing, legal, compliance, so many things that your friends might not know. So there is no loss. If you succeed, fantastic. If you don't succeed, still fantastic. You'll be light years ahead of your peers. Tell that to yourself and keep going and do it under guidance. Make sure you're not going down, blindly with full confidence. Don't do that. Make sure you're under guidance. You take proper advice and you go in the right direction. I never went to classes. I only went a week before my exams. I had a deal with my professors. Told them, look, I'm doing something much bigger. Please allow me the freedom to not come to classes. Most of the professors were okay with it. There was one Indian professor who was from IIT Bombay, who was teaching at my college, and he wanted to teach me a lesson. But eventually I passed and got my way. But the point is, negotiation skills. Negotiation professors, don't give it a priority. Very politically incorrect thing to say. But if you've decided you want to be an entrepreneur, then entrepreneurship is your path and that's your career and that takes priority over your projects. If you get a C or a D,
make your requirements list down. Step 2, delete the part or process step. If you're not deleting a part or process step at least 10% of the time, basically if you're not adding things back in 10% of the time, you're clearly not deleting enough. And then only the third step is simplify or optimize. The third step, not the first step. The reason it's the third step is because it's very common, it's possibly the most common error of a smart engineer is to optimize a thing that should not exist. And then finally you get to step 4, which is accelerate cycle time. You're moving too slowly, go faster. But don't go faster until you have worked on the other 3 things first. And then the final step is automate. Now I have personally made the mistake of going backwards on all 5 steps. Multiple times, where literally I automated, accelerated, simplified, and then deleted.
Hey, today I want to talk about networking. Imagine you go to an event with 400 people in your industry, 400 business owners and real estate investors, and you walk away with 400 business cards. That is one possible outcome. The other is that you have 30 to 40 meaningful connections and conversations. Which one do you think is more valuable? To me, it's clearly the second. I would much rather go to an event and walk away with 30 to 40 meaningful conversations than 300 to 400 business cards. Those meaningful conversations are more likely to turn into business partnerships, friendships, co-investment opportunities, and things that you couldn't even imagine. So why am I mentioning this? Well, at AIM-NatCon coming up at the end of September, there will be an opportunity for you to connect with 400 to 500 other industry professionals that are all committed to their business, their real estate business, their multifamily business. So I want to challenge you when you come to have meaningful conversations and not just collect business cards. See you at AIM-NatCon.
If you sit next to a high performer, you will outperform by 15%. So a high performer just in your proximity will increase your performance by 15%. If you sit next to a low performer or underperformer, it will decrease your productivity by 30%. So every B player you bring on board is not just decreasing their productivity by 30%. It is that energy transfer, which is that everybody around them becomes a little bit less productive.
I think showing up is like a prerequisite. Like there's no, I don't want to do it. You don't have a choice. There's no excuse. My accountability.
Yeah.
That's part of my routine.